Welcome back to another episode of Dot Line Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Scotty Two Dotty, and today is the start of a new segment, ladies and gentlemen. This would be called Wisdom Wednesdays. Wisdom Wednesdays, and as you can see from the title of this video, this is the truth about love. I feel like lately, God has been revealing a lot when it comes to love, when it comes to certain things that um, I adore or once adored or once was deeply fond of or deeply passionate or deeply in love with. That's no longer the case. And I know I mentioned in season one the difference between unconditional love and conditional love and stuff of that nature. So I'm somewhat going to go over stuff like that. But it's not. I'm not going to spend too much time on unconditional love and conditional love because we spent some time talking about that already type shit. So I'm gonna just kind of go through different phases, different kind of subgenres of love, and kind of just bring it all together at the end. And hopefully by the end of this video, you have garnered some wisdom, some insight of how love can be deceptive, how love can be deceitful, how love can be draining, but also how love can be inspiring, how love can change your thought process, can change your attitude, can change your situation. So without further ado, let's kind of get started on the truth about love, at least from DJ Scotty 2.0, aka Radars perspective. And as always, like, share, subscribe, please subscribe. And also, almost forgot before we start this video, I definitely do appreciate you guys having viewed my last video. That was the most viewed video. If you're not sure what video I'm talking about, the Lakers drafting Bronny and the Lakers draft recap. So I definitely do appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm pretty sure it's because it was when Bronny first got drafted, and that was the league story for like a few days over sports media. But you know, whatever the case may be, I do thank you guys for tuning in. I got a few more subscribers. I do appreciate that. So I definitely do feel grateful, feel gratitude. I'm grateful that you guys tune in to that video. So hopefully this video and other videos moving forward, we can run it up on the podcast because again, quality of the podcast is only going to get better. I know these videos are not the best quality. I know I don't have no intro. I get it. I get it. Over time, as the channel grows and I learn more editing. I learned this, that, and the third. Things are going to start growing, and once I get more, guests and this, that, and the third, things are going to start, getting more developed. It's still kind of like the dog days per se, but that's fine. That's once stuff start taking form, you can go back to videos like this. Like, man, I can remember when he used to ooh, ooh. And that's what's great about watching things grow from its infancy into where it peaks at. So thank you guys for that. But without further ado, let's get into the truth about love from DJ Sky to Dottie, aka Radar's perspective. So, if you go to if you go to dictionary.com, right, they have it to where they have different interpretations of the word love. And they actually have the American definition, and I didn't even notice this. They have a British interpretation. So I'm gonna read the American interpretation. So, love, a noun, a strong feeling of warmth, personal attachment, or deep affection, such as for a parent, child, friend, or pet. He bent and kissed his newborn daughter on the brow, his heart full of love and gratitude. Synonyms: friendliness, regard, inclination, liking. Antonyms: dislike, hatred. Hmm. So, The second definition is a profound, tender passion of affection, often mingled with sexual desires for another person. The couple a dented love for each other, poured out in these love letters, survive their wartime separation. Synonyms: tenderness, adoration, passion, warmth, pre then kinction. I think that's what that. Yeah, I fucked up that word. Fondness. Antonyms: dislike, hatred. Um, and I'm just read you a few of the British interpretations. To have a great attachment to an affection for, to have passion, desire, longing, and feelings for, to like or desire to do something very much, to make love, to be in love. The fact that they put the definition of that in the last one is great. The word, well, yeah, the last two interpretations, the actual word in there is crazy. But yeah, so that's what the different interpretations of what love is and stuff of that nature. So I'm pretty sure you guys, outside of hello, sorry, I'm pretty sure love is probably the third most used word in the English language, or just in language in general, because we say it all the time. Whenever we call somebody and we're about to hang up, especially a loved one, we always say what? All right, bye, I love you. So it's just the fact being is so uniform, is so universally used. But love, I feel like, is more than just dialect. It's more than just something that's cool to say, that is inspiring to say. Love is not just something that you say because of title. You don't just say because of your mood for just that day. You don't just say love without really meaning it. Um, and I know a lot of people do it for their own personal gain, or because of whatever the case may be, personal gain, or just their move for that moment, or whatever the case may be. I'm a so it's just last up. But yeah, for whatever the case may be, people kind of use that, definitely, as Music Soul Child said, people definitely use that word in vain. And it's unfortunate, because it's just love has so much impact on what we do day to day. Our first example of what, I guess, the human this human experience was, probably the first experience that you experienced as human, was affection, was love, was tenderness from your parents, or some people may have been adopted. You know, feeling that that love from whatever the case may be, even in different species, such as animals like, lions, tigers, bears. If you watch National Geographics or the um, Discovery Channel, you see how affection is not also universal. It translates down to other species. They show affections by, licking each other to clean stuff off, or, kind of play fighting, or this, that, and third, to show love, or they travel in packs and they defend each other because they're one of their own. And I feel as if I have kind of lived long enough to kind of know the difference between what's artificial, what's for the moment, what's for a season, and when love is for a reason, and when love is for the long haul. And I feel like the long haul love is almost, you would have a better chance walking on water or catching lightning inside of a bottle than to have somebody who loved you for the long haul. And when I mean by the long haul, through whatever. And I know some people, their attachment as far as love, and not to kind of bring back up from season one, the unconditional and um conditional, but in a sense of that, to kind of not kind of frame this whole video around that again. Just that's how it is. Like, I'm only gonna love you for the long haul because I have nobody else to love, or I done fucked up so many other relationships, whether it be romantic or just with family in general. I'm gonna attach myself to you and love you for the long haul. That's not love. That's desperation. That's something that is not love. Love is something that is unequivocally what it is. And in this era, I think we're in Gen Alpha. That's 2010 and up. I'm definitely getting old. So in this Gen Alpha or this era, I don't like to use Gen. It's just era. In this era, um, we have tricked ourselves into altering what that is, being attached to something just for our own beneficial gain is what love is now. Versus, I read your definition not too long ago. Um, my definition of what love is a spiritual, physical action that's synonymous, that's unequivocally passionate and personal. So it can be any action under that definition. So it could be you running 1,000 miles a day type shit. This is a exaggeration, 1,000 miles a day because you really want to lose weight, or you're driving 2 hours every day to see your sick grandma, your sick mom, or whatever the case may be, or you're giving your all to something without asking for anything in return, or if you quote unquote are asking for something in return, it's marginal. It's very marginal. It's just, I'm doing this in my time of need. Can I ask you to be there like how I'm being there for you? Or if I'm asking you, hey, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I feel like is appropriate as an appropriate transaction of love. I know love is expressed in different things, whether it's sex or um, you know, crying or laughter, or like I said, when animals clean each other or play fight. Love is definitely expressed in its own way. But what I have seen of late is a lot of people have no idea what love truly is, or how love can be manipulated and weaponized. If somebody told me when I was 13, 14 years old, you can weaponize love, right? I would be like, nah. I truly did not know you can weaponize something like that, because when I think of weaponize, it's something that is a instrument that's like made, and you know, like you can weaponize a knife, something that's used for, cutting, but it can also cut you. That's weaponizing something that is taken out of its um element to be destructive. But again, if you frame it in that definition, pretty much anything can be weaponized. And with that being said, that is true. Anything can be weaponized if it's intent, if it's very pinpointed to be weaponized, it will be and it can be. So love can definitely be weaponized. And I feel like we have we have kind of distorted what love is. Love is not something that is to be played with. It's almost like building a a, a nuke, or performing heart surgery, performing brain surgery. You have to be very strategic with how you love, with how you show it. I know in this day and age, it's not really a whole lot of expectations on love, which is crazy. We have gotten away from just even having requirements for love. Just be there. Just be there. Like that's it. Just be there. Just lay next to me. Just kiss me. Like it's more to it than just your presence. You have to present within your presence. You have to be active. Your love have to be active. It can't just be on the shelf. And I definitely feel as if the type of man that I am, I'm very real. People say I'm very black and white, which I feel like it is true, but at the same time, a lot of things are simplistic enough for it to be black and white if you really think about it. And love is one of those things that is very simplistic, but the distortion and the saturation and just is being overused, we kind of get confused. We don't know which way is left, which way is right, because people again weaponize it to be something that is not. Love is again something not to be played with, some not to be in a sense that people can just pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, or lean on it or take advantage of it. But that this has been going on since the beginning of time. But I just feel as if we want to see love in its purest form, we have to be vulnerable enough. We have to respect people love language. We have to really be honest with ourselves, with how we're loving, with who we're loving, and just the extent of the relationship. Because I know people who have fell out of love with me, but they use things, people, places, things, memories to lure me back into a cycle that I've outgrown. And that's weaponized love. I know people who try to attack me or guilt trip me or gaslight, whatever the frame of that dialect you want to use, um, to get me to love them. And it's people um that fell out of love with me. And they may not never tell me, hey, I fell out of love with you, or I don't love you, or I like my level of love and what love is, you have outgrown that. And anything other than what you need as far as what your love language is not real love. It's almost like, I wouldn't say it's hatred, but it is. Because you should not want to weaponize something like love to guilt trip people into doing something for you or to make people feel less than what they truly and unequivocally are. Things in this day and age, you can alter so much. You can alter people's voices, you can alter people's faces, you can deep fake. It's so much to take away from the essence or the true meaning of things. But something, excuse me, something that I pride myself on doing is remaining true to me. And one thing that no matter who you are, you can't take away from me is how I love and how I know that I love and how that I have seen love in my like with any and everything. I have work ethic with everything, but especially with love. I'm very personal. I'm very custom with my love. My love don't have restrictions. My love don't have um a tit for tat. Like, and I feel like people get it misconstrued or get it fucked up when, like I said, just be there like how I'm being there for you. That's the only disclaimer, the only, I guess, not to contradict myself, the only like attachment or, and it's not, I don't feel like That's like even a contradicting statement or something that is not plausible. And to kind of go back to that frame of mind of black and white, is this rational and irrational? I feel like people don't kind of understand that. The rational thinker thinks like this: if I give you money for a product, in exchange, I get the product back. Because I paid you, let's say, for like this mouse, right? Somebody said, hey, I give you $5 for this mouse. And I just give them the mouse and they don't give me $5. That's not a rational exchange. It's not. Because it's something that we have talked about and that we have agreed on is not being, given. So it's not that I'm making it about me. It's not me being selfish. It's something that we have agreed upon. This is an agreement, and love is also a agreement between two people to be affectionate to each other. So if we both have agreed, hey, this is my love language. Hey, this is what I expect. Just do this, and you can get Jordan 91, LeBron 2017, 2018 version of me at all times. It should be a no brainer, especially if we both agreed to it. But where the misconception and where things get diluted is when the agreement is being not upheld or there's no rational communication. Because I do get it to the sense of everybody's not going to bring their, their best love game every day. I'm not asking nobody to every single time, every single moment to be at your apex, to be game 7 love. That's not plausible, right? Even for like myself, right? But it is just certain things that I don't do in the midst of me being, I guess, in my feelings or me having a bad day or me, whatever the case may be. If I'm having a bad day, right? I don't come home to my wife. I don't be like, why is dinner not, cooked? I'm flipping tables, I'm flipping chairs, I'm punching holes in the wall because I had a bad day. That's not love. That's not showing, that's not what we agreed upon. That's not what we vowed to be for each other. Just because I had a bad day, it does not make it her fault, or it don't mean that I have to lean on her love. I do know there's some things that I can do and I can say, and she'll still love me because I know what type of woman that I married. Also, in that same breath, that don't make it okay. Just because if I do this, she's still gonna love me because she's used to that form of love. The trauma bond or the loud, um, just brute, form of love. And so am I. I grew up around that too, just the strict do what I say, this the military minded, I'm overwhelmed, but I can't communicate that, or I don't come from that era of I have to lay out why I'm telling you to do this or why I'm telling you to do it in this decimal. Like, I'm gonna just yell at you because you need to do this because I'm overwhelmed. Like, I didn't come from that era of explaining it, but again, my mentality towards the world and my mentality towards my environment that once raised me has been altered forever. There is no going back to where it once was. It has been altered forever. There's nothing that nobody can say or do that would make me look at it in the same lens that I once did. But that's another topic for another video. But as far as this love goes, that has changed. How like different things that I thought loved me don't really love me, or people, places, and things, or just I have outgrown things that I once loved, and that's okay. Like, whether it be loved ones, whether it be watching your favorite shows or this and that third, that's okay. I feel as if like we put too much emphasis on relationships, and we put too much emphasis on things changing. One thing that is a guarantee is a guarantee. Nothing that no prophet, no pope, no bishop, no pastor, no preacher can do this to save you from this happening. It's that we all going to transition. We're all going to leave this world one day. We're all going to leave this world. So is this the fact being you love things when it's within this moment. Everything is within moments. You watching this video is within the moment. So once the video is over and done, when you go back to doing whatever it is that you're doing. But just like with love, with relationships, things are like I vowed to love my wife to death do us part. And how I'm wired, I pray that in my next life she meet me there she meet me there. But in the sense of knowing that one day me and her will no longer be this being, I just pray that I'm able to meet her again in the next lifetime. But I just pray that people comprehend that no matter what relationships you have with whoever, things are going to transition to a point to where it's no longer going to be, and that's okay if people fall out of love. I don't care who they are. Your mom, your sibling, your father, even your own children. It's okay to fall out of love. I know people be like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Like, but think about it though, right? You grow, grass grow, trees grow, roots grow, flowers grow. Like things grow, and sometimes we grow apart. Sometimes we grow together, and sometimes we grow apart. And that's why I say it's okay, because if you communicate that, hey, this is my love language. Hey, what you're doing is not okay. Hey, you speaking to me like that is not okay. Hey, I feel as if we should do this. Maybe I should be more inclusive, more this and the third, and whatever. And that's still not being done. It's okay. That's perfectly fine, because it's letting the precedent is this is what it is and this is what it ain't. And that's okay if people have that type of mentality towards your love, towards anything. That's okay, because they have to live with that decision. And one day they have to stand on that. If I choose to cheat on my wife, if I choose to cheat on my wife and I know that she's gonna take me back, and I continue to do that, and I hit her, if I don't uplift her, if I don't pray over her, but I know that she loved me enough to stay, I have to stand accountable for that one day. It may not be in this lifetime, but when it's all said and done, I have to stand accountable for not loving her the way I vowed to love her. No matter what she's willing to put up with, or vice versa. The neglect, or the non-reasonable act of not loving somebody the way that they need to be loved, and is people who have the birthright to be loved properly, and they're not being loved properly. You have to stand accountable for that. Period. I don't care what you think that you're doing is okay, or what you feel, or oh, they said it was okay. No, it's certain things that is a birthright, is meaning it's a given. No matter what goes on, this love should be what it is. And you vowed, if you made a commitment, you stood before God, or you stood before a congregation of people to witness this union. You have to stand on that. Now, I get it. Like I just said, things grow apart. But let's just say you choose not to love somebody the way that they need to be loved. It's your responsibility to say, hey, look, check this out. I'm not going to use you for your money. I'm not going to use you for sex. I'm not going to use you for your Spotify, your Netflix account. I'm going to depart from you because I no longer love you. I no longer see anything beneficial from this relationship. And if the love is lost, everything else is not that far behind. So if the love is lost, that means it, at any given time, the respect is going to follow. And once the respect and the love go, it's over. There is no coming back. Because if you lose love for me, you feel as if I don't have to love this person. I don't have to treat this person a certain way no more, because love and respect are kind of like the left and right hand. It's kind of attached to like the same being, or like the same element, or the same frame of like, dealing with things and people. And I respect the fuck out of a lot of things. A lot of things. I'm a very, very respectful person, as you can see within these videos, or if you know me personally. I respect the fuck out of a lot of things. But one thing I just don't tolerate though is when my love is being disrespected. And this is something else I'm gonna talk about in this video. Your love, once the love is weaponized to the point to where, excuse me, you can be a victim to disrespect because of love, and you should never tolerate that. You should never tolerate neglect within love. You shouldn't, because again, if we laid out the terms and conditions, and me personally, I feel like um a lot of birthright love, or like, and to kind of explain what the birthright love is. Birthright love is just like, I'm gonna use me for example. My daughter has a birthright for me to always love her. That's her birthright. No matter what's going on, whether she commit unthinkable acts, that's my that's my daughter. I may not, of course, I'm not going to condone her doing unspeakable acts, but that's still my child, right, wrong, good or bad, because she has my chromosomes, she has my DNA, she has all my mannerisms, she has my stutter. So even if she do unspeakable acts, she has the birthright for me to be there. Some people may not agree with that. Now, there's a very unless she try to do harm to me or her own mom, or my wife, then that's the only attachment. That's the only attachment. But that's a very special case. But that's what I mean by birthright love. It's certain things that you don't even have to go over. You don't even have to. Is this okay? We're family. Love is supposed to be there. Now, it's certain, like, once you get the cousins and in-laws, now that's different. But the the people that you grew up with, the bonds and this and third, it should be some form of birthright love. But like I just said, things grow apart. So if you're watching this, you be like, well, I woo woo woo, but like my mom, I woo woo woo, but like my dad. And I get it. I get it. Everybody's not going to subscribe to everything that I'm selling, and I understand that. But that's why I call this Wisdom Wednesdays, because it's just like everybody. It's not going to subscribe to this wisdom, but I'm giving it. I'm giving it so that you can decide. Okay, yeah, okay, I see what that talking about. Ooh, but like, yeah, I just feel as if that's a given. As far as just certain immediate families, and I've been around a whole host of families, and I've been around even my own family, and I see that where there is no love. There is no love. Is a lot of hurt, a lot of hurt, a lot of insecurities, And I just feel as if people numb it, people numb pain, people disrespect each other and call it love and say, "Oh well, that's just your cousin. You know how your cousin get when he drink or when he smoke or when he do this, that, and third, or ooh, woo." That's not what love is. It's not. You can't mask insecurity. You can't mask a chronic illness or chronic condition and say, "Oh, I love this person." That's not. Or man, you know how I get. No, I don't know. I don't know how you get. Again, that's like me hitting my wife and say, "Oh, I had a bad day at work, honey. I'm sorry. It won't happen again until it do. But until it do, love me the way I need to be loved." Does it make sense? If you feel like that makes sense, please comment. Please comment right now and tell me how that makes sense, and we can we can have a great debate in a comment section, or you can personally message me, whatever the case may be. But if that makes sense, if you feel like that type of love language or that type of way of dealing with people is love, feel free to comment, and let's have a great debate. But in conclusion to like this video, I just want people to digest everything that I just said, and I want people to take a step back. If you got to rewatch this video, if you got to share it with others, if you got to really take time out to really comprehend everything that's being said. I want you to gather wisdom. I want you to gather some knowledge, something that you didn't think of prior to clicking this video, and getting to a point to where you can look at things in an aspect and in a perspective that makes sense. Because something about me is I love myself so much that sometimes I put myself through situations to just show myself I'm gonna always show up for myself. And this is the last talking point I want to talk about, that self-love. That self-love. That's the most important love. The most important love that you will ever have, next to the love of God, of course, is loving yourself. And like I just said, with the insecurities and masking that is love. If you do not love yourself, never say that you love somebody else. Never say that. That's dangerous, because if I don't love myself and I told my wife that I love her, I'm shaking her hand with a knife behind my back, because that's deceptive. Because at any given moment, what we agreed on by saying that we love each other, I'm going to eventually have an imbalance, because I have an insecurity of why you talking to this guy, or you know why you always had like your phone, why you got a lock code on like your phone, what you had. Is this, we're making the relationship something that it don't need to be, or we're making the marriage something that we don't need it to be. So be mindful of the things that you do, things that you say, like, bringing children into this world and you don't love yourself. Being around family and friends and you don't love yourself, and like you trying to, make things make sense on the fly. Building that love and that self accusation within self takes time to be with oneself. It don't. That's something that people can help you with to a certain extent. Um, I would never tell you not to be around positive people. I would never ever say no shit like that. So if it's positive people that give you the real, that give you that degree of wisdom, try to help you better yourself, bring them around every time, every chance that you get. But you know, want to work on yourself, want to do that, want to. You have to have that want to in order to make anything shape. If you don't have that want to, I want to be better. I want to love, this way. I want to love, and well, I want to love this way, but first I have to love myself so that I can love this way. You have to have that want to. With pretty much anything that I discussed in this video, you have to have that want to comprehend and to put it into action. So definitely the most important thing about love is self-love. It starts within so that you can move forward outwardly. So I challenge anybody who's watching this video, start with oneself. If there is anything that you feel insecure about, weight, acne, dandruff, psoriasis, dermatitis, gingivitis, whatever, work on it. You know, work on it. Um, research it. You know, do a deep dive into the things that you feel insecure about. You insecure about driving, watch driving videos. If you're insecure about swimming, watch swimming videos. You know, indulge yourself in positive things to help you better yourself. Don't just sit in that insecurity. Don't use your insecurity, weaponize it into love, and start targeting people, because that's only going to eventually wear people out. Love has just like with anything, love has to be mended. Love has to be repaired in order for it to grow. The same love from 1950 is not the same love from 2024. It is not. The only love that has been congruent and consistent from the beginning of time is the love of God. Outside of that, love in within the humanity has it's been a roller coaster. It's never been linear. Never been linear. It's always been, you know, if you think of like a bar graph, it's not going in like a straight line. It's zigzagging. It's crashing. It's going up. It's crashing. Like it's in a constant state of evolution. But I want to give people wisdom on today so that they can make a decision to move it forward so that people can have a more linear way of loving. If you don't love nothing else, you can have a consistent way of loving yourself if you don't love nothing else. So I leave you guys on that note. I truly, truly hope something was said on today's video to help you get through your middle of your week. And I just pray that wisdom has been received, because wisdom has definitely been shared on there. So I just pray that you receive this wisdom, and I pray that you receive blessings upon your life and whatever it is that you are embarking on, a new journey, a new job, a new relationship, a new place and space, a new apartment, a new house. I pray that this wisdom on love touches you, pause in a appropriate way, so that you can be a better you for others, and for a better you for you. So until next time, until the next Wisdom Wednesdays, this is DJ Scotty 2 Dotty signing off. Peace.